that's sharing it to print it, okay? Most of them today are network enabled, okay? Although some people don't plug them into the network or hook them up to the network. And you can use them that way also, but just know that if you have it set up that way, if that computer is plugged into isn't turned on, you can't use that printer, right? So be aware of that. And again, with your wireless printer, there's a couple of connections. Wi-Fi is the standard for like home printers or office printers. There are Bluetooth printers as well. Some of those printers people get like where they can print photos from their phone, things like that. Those are typically Bluetooth connected printers, okay? Bluetooth printers are slow because Bluetooth is a much slower technology than Wi-Fi. So be aware that if you're printing with a Bluetooth enabled printer, it's going to take forever to print things just because it takes a long time to transfer the file over to print it, right? Especially if you're trying to print, like I said, photos and the things that people buy those printers for. They work fine, they're just slow, okay? You can also create a print server, which is like what they've done here. They've actually created the print server for the school in the cloud, right? But you just hook all the printers to that server, and then that server you can use to choose which printer you're going to print from. So there's just one computer. The advantage of a print server is you don't have to have the drivers for the printer on each individual computer, right? You just send the print job to the server, it sends it to the printer you want, right? So we can save. So like, for example, and the reason they do that here is like, for example, let's say you have a class here, and you have classes on campus, and you have classes other places, and you printed at 15 different printers across campus, right? You don't have to have 15 print drivers on your computer. You just can send it to the print server, and it sends it to the one it needs, right? That's the advantage of that. The other advantage is they can manage all the printers in one place. Like they don't have to go to a computer that happens to have that print driver on it and do any management. It's all done through the print server because that's where all the drivers are, right? So that's the advantage of it. Just makes it more efficient. It also is much better because it can queue the things that people send. What can happen if, like, for example, let's say this was the printer in here, was here, and then all of you were trying to send something to it at once, right? The way that the queue works normally is your printer queues your documents, his printer queues his documents, and so on. And then, like, when a document finishes, everybody's computer tries to send the next one immediately, and if you get really confused, the print server can handle all that queuing. So, okay, these 20 documents were sent all to this printer at once. I will line them up in the order I receive them, and not every computer's having to send them constantly, right? So it's not a race to see who gets everything there, right? So it's a much more organized system to have a print server, okay? And so when you're dealing with a lot of computers, a lot of devices, a lot of computers, and a lot of printers, a server is the way to go. And it doesn't have to be a separate machine. It can be a virtual machine that handles the print server. Just know that, or like a cloud machine, which is what they use here, is the cloud.